So many whiptastic updates on Marvel's Theater Spider-Man 3 so far, so we have a lot to talk about. So first off, let's talk about the viral marketing, which is kicking off and teasing Ned Leeds as the Hobgoblin, as you can see his hat there. And also the Daily Beagle page, where it actually gives us this interesting update. It's a good read. And we also have someone claiming that they delivered food and liquor to Andrew Garfield in Atlanta. But after doing my research, I honestly think this person is lying. First off, let's just say that he is in Atlanta and, being that his role is supposed to be secret, I don't think he'd be that stupid enough to interact with the delivery driver, who would most likely do what he's doing now, blabbing on the internet. Also, based on the fact that he deleted his original tweet, and second, how he described Andrew Garfield as rude as fuck. Third, he has no proof on his word. Granted, look, we all have our bad days, but I've seen Andrew interact on set with fans, cast, and crew members, especially from my own experiences of meeting him. And Andrew's one of the most nicest and most professional actors I've ever met. And on more than one occasion I've seen this. I worked on both The Amazing Spider-Man and the sequel. I've never seen him being rude to anybody. And I know for a fact it was actually Toby he was delivering to, then yeah, I'd believe it because Toby is actually a prick. Yes, I'm also aware of Andrew losing his cool when him and Emma Stone were trying to leave in their car, and a paparazzi kept blinding her with flash photography. And look, any person in that situation would be pissed off because you know what? That could cause a major accident and they were just trying to leave. Case in point, this guy's getting a lot of attention. And unless he has some sort of actual proof to back up his claims, he just did it for attention, especially the way he's acting, where he states that he's not going to lose his job because he's, contracting, yet why mention that he made a delivery to Andrew Garfield if he didn't want that kind of attention to begin with, especially on social media. And he also mentions that the work order showed that his initials were AG and not his full name. Come on now. He even admits he actually is a Marvel fan, which you can actually see in his past tweets, yet he's completely clueless about Spider-Man 3. He has no idea about what was going on about the rumors about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield returning for Spider-Man 3. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. Damn well with everything that's happening on social media, this would raise major red flags. So please, don't try playing dumb. No one's buying it. And, like I said, this guy has full of shit written all over his tweets, especially the ones he tried to delete. I don't understand as to why. You make a claim, leave it there. Especially where he tells people to check out his YouTube channel where he actually talks about the incident. And there's only like 3 videos on there and only 7 subscribers. Case in point, this guy's full of shit. And just trying to plug himself based on a lie. Could he be telling the truth? Perhaps, maybe a 1% chance, but highly unlikely based on the statements that sound very sketchy to me. Oh, and just recently Tom Holland confused a whole lot of fans with these conflicting statements.
I can say that it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. You sit down and you read the script and you see what they're trying to do and they are succeeding.
Yeah. It's
really impressive. I've never seen a standalone superhero movie quite like it. And I'm just, again, that lucky little who happens to be Spider-Man in it. So yeah. I can't really tell you any more than that. I'm just as excited as everyone else to see it, let alone be a part of it. I met Andrew once. I met him at the BAFTAs and he was lovely. He was a really nice bloke and we had a good chat. And it was quite soon after Spider-Man Homecoming had come out. And he was really positive and nice. And I've bumped into Toby a few times at different parties in LA. And he was also really nice. But they seem to be lovely, really nice people. And I hope they enjoy our movies. I hope they enjoy my Spider-Mans. But
maybe they'll be in the third one. Who knows, right? Maybe
it beats me. I don't know. They haven't told me yet.
Yeah, they're just letting you just show up and people will just be there. Can you talk about Uncharted?
That would be something that Marvel would do. I'd watch the film and be like, so that's who that tennis ball was? You know who that tennis ball was going to be?
I can imagine this scenario. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal are having a meeting in an office talking about how can they control the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield rumors because they're getting out of control. The people want an answer. They come to the conclusion to have Tom Holland come out and flat out lie about casting rumors, and why? Because Tom is very well known as Spoiler Man. And what better way to convince everyone than to have Tom do something he's never done before that countless of Marvel actors have done and are currently doing, which is deny. Okay? And the thing is that it's like a true lie in each of his statements. I mean, look, a flat-out denial would have been better, but he leaves a room open for a possibility, claiming that if they are indeed in the film as tennis balls, oh, that's where they were, and acting clueless about it. So which is it, Tom? I mean, if he would have flat-out denied, not left a what-if scenario, then he probably would have gotten away with it, but fans are not falling for it. They think he has a horrible poker face, and it's the perfect opportunity as well, since Tom is very well known to spoil things, but honestly, it would be a direct violation of his NDA if he came out and said, hey, yeah, they're in the movie, woohoo, party on, yeah, you're fired. And let's not forget that actors do lie all the time. This isn't the first time, it's certainly not the last. And look, I can't confirm or deny anything, obviously, because I've actually read 2 revisions of the script for the film, for the exception of the third, so who knows what changes were made. Yet let's take a look at the timeline here, and how Tom is honestly a horrible liar. Because last year, I remember this, he says, I know everything now. I had a big pitch meeting with Marvel and Sony, and I know all the secrets. Last week, it's the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever. Ambitious meaning having or showing strong desire and determination to succeed. And this week now, I honestly have no idea what this film is about, and I'm 8 weeks into shooting it. Okay, I mean, come on. He also reminded the interviewer on how Marvel never tells him anything, and he had no clue as to what was going on during Tony's funeral scene in Avengers Endgame, and he actually thought that it was a wedding. I mean, what weddings is he attending, where everyone is sad and in mourning and dressing all in black? Come on now, Tom, are you literally that dense? And in response to the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield rumors, he stated, no, they will not be appearing in this film. Again, leaving the possibility, unless they have hidden the most massive pieces of information from me, which I think is too big of a secret for them to keep from me, but as of yet, no, it will be a continuation of the Spider-Man movies that we've been making. Just flat out say no, and stop doing that, because it's really just, you're kind of like leaving, no, but there's still a chance. You can't do that. And like I said, yet there is still very strong evidence to support that he's not telling the truth. The facts that there are reports that both Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina, who are from the Raimi and Webb universe, and rumors that they're coming back as different versions of the same villains they played previously for Spider-Man 3, and now rumors that Willem Dafoe was spotted on set. Yet the obvious question is, why not recast these villain roles instead of using the same actors from the previous films, which is a very good question. Also, the one that really set it off was the Tobey Maguire stat photos from a costume fitting, who hasn't done a live-action film since Pawn Sacrifice back in 2014. That was so long ago. Along with the DoorDash driver's story about making delivery to Andrew Garfield in Atlanta, if you decide to believe him, but he's not credible at this point. Also, the main fact that every major scooper in Hollywood is fully aware of the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield rumors for Spider-Man 3, and it's more than enough to say that something is obviously going on. And yet, because of this situation, I have morons like this flat out calling me a liar, when I've proven myself to be legit out of more than one occasion, hundreds of occasions, and decades of accurate information on the past Spider-Man films, and I have never once lied about shit. I am not Cosmic Muse, and I despise clickbaiters. And I've said this over and over again. It's one of the main reasons to why I started doing this in the first place, because it's not fair that people are being clickbaited. And the king of clickbaits, El Maimbe, now has a job at the Wrap. And a lot of the things that he's reported for more than a decade, okay, was way left field fucking wrong on so many occasions. And it just goes to show that no one has a listening device up the studio's heads' asses. Please understand that. I even made a very good point on my last video where everyone on my fan support page was able to read different Spider-Man script revisions, and I made an example that if I made those reports based on what I first read and the film came out, I would be called a liar as well as full of shit, because the script was way more different than what we saw in film that contained different characters and story. Does that mean that I'm a liar? No, it just means that they went off a different version of the script for the film, which is why scoopers have to be very careful on what they report, because sometimes, changes happen, and then people will call you out for it. And when a day comes where they find out that you're actually telling the truth, it doesn't matter by then. You know, it's already too late. They don't even give a shit at that point. And case in point, no one knows anything for sure unless they're part of the film or have read the legit scripts like I have. And like I've stated before, that if these rumors are true, we most likely won't even know about it until opening day. Because it's supposed to be a surprise, just like Evan Peters showing up as Quicksilver for WandaVision. And that shit was rumored for a very long time and denied so many times. People, you know, had a theory that he's actually playing a different character, and there's no way in hell he's playing the version from the Fox X-Men series. It's not happening. I remember that happening in the very same instant 6 years ago when I first reported that, you know, and now the door's open for Spider-Man to come home. Everyone was in denial, didn't know what the hell was going on. And, you know, they also stated for a very long time that it's never going to happen. You know, there's no way in hell that, you know, Sony would give up the rights to Spider-Man and that Spider-Man would ever show up in the MCU. 2 days later, what happened? Exactly. Can't believe that was 6 years ago today. And that's how Marvel and Disney work. And truth be told, if they confirm that it's actually true, it would ramp up the hype for Marvel Studios Spider-Man 3. And guaranteed sold out shows and people having to wait in a virtual queue just like a Star Wars film just to get tickets. I can imagine that happening, especially with like these 3 actors involved in one Spider-Man film. Forget about it. People will lose their collective shits. And it would be the first Spider-Man film to bank way more than previous films. I guarantee that. So let me make this perfectly clear on what my original sources told me that was pre-COVID. I have to go over this again. That a live-action Spider-Verse film is in the works featuring Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. That originally they were going to do that for Spider-Man 3, however it seemed more likely to save that for a Sony Pictures film rather than a Marvel Studios Spider-Man film, which was going to be on its own. Which is smart so that Sony can fully profit from it, because they're not going to profit from Marvel Studios Spider-Man 3 film. That one version of those characters will die in order for another to rise after the events of that live-action Spider-Verse film, which I'm assuming will be way into the future. I'm not expecting this to come out within the next 2 or 3 years, to be honest with you. And that character will also be from the same universe of that character who died and made the ultimate sacrifice. Also, that one director that they have in mind was chosen to direct that film, and that can go to someone else if it's too much for them, or possibly a co-director. Everyone on my fan support page knows exactly who that director is and who that character is that's coming. Sadly, Daniel RPK kind of spoiled it when he came onto my friggin' page, stole the information, and posted it as his own. That was the one time somebody slipped on there, and you know, thank God that person left. Anyway, everything else that I've reported from my news sources could be false, and one of them turned out to be based on a report I made about the ending of the film based on what I read in a legit Spider-Man 3 script. Yet I made it very clear in my reports that these are just ideas that are being thrown around in meetings, and that none of it is set in stone. Okay, this is just talk. And things can change, especially the main villain for the live-action Spider-Verse film. It's not guaranteed. These are just talks, not set in stone to happen. Please realize these are major differences. So let's get on with the main point of this video, which will be who is Peter Parker's new love interest in his college years. And I'm afraid I also have some bad news as well, and fans are not going to be happy about it.
Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot.
Woo!